Are you going to be using old school UI in Reforged? There's no way I could possibly know that, because I don't know how the new one looks. How can I judge? We have to see it first. We have to see. I know you're excited. Are you going to use the new one, old one? We don't know what it's going to be like. We've only seen one sample, nothing since.
The dam stand ready.
Can you tell me how I can host games? You can already host games, Pyville. It's no problem. Nowadays, the server is Battle.net side. If you mean arranged team, that one is broken. Yes, VOD, via VOD quad damage. Okay, this is Nouse Gaming. He's been sending in replays from time to time. And as Nouse Gaming said before, he plays Farseer versus Undead and Human, and he plays Blade Master Shadowhunter in Orc Mirror and versus Night Elf. He asked if this is a good way to do it, and I said it is. So here we go, Orc versus Undead, Nouse Gaming versus Damocles Rome. Let's open up with the Farseer. The first thing we can see is that he's gone for a second burrow before tech and before the final peon. This is the classical build from 2004 and 5, and although it's not as modern or meta now, it is a safe way to play the game against people where you don't know how to stop certain cheese or rushes with just one burrow. But I must say it's not the best opening. When you go double burrow with a grunt, it actually means that you will have space for 4 to 5 grunts before your tier 2 finishes. That's very grunt heavy, not knowing what your opponent is doing. Even with the other build, you can still overmake grunts, but now you're forced to. So you're gonna have a minimum of 4, otherwise you'll have, you're gonna have a minimum of 4 grunts, or maybe even 5. Okay. Second grunt and then tech. So you need to creep a lot. And you got your own stuff. Good. Resummon. Okay. Now I'd say ignore the Death Knight. Because you are so tier 1 focused, you must harass. You must creep. You cannot afford to waste time. Just compare. Oh, he's teching with 3 ghouls and no units. He's got 1 hero on the map. You've got 2 grunts and a 3rd coming. This is a waste of time. I recommend you to teach yourself, Nouse Gaming, to always ask yourself, who's this better for? For him or for me? Is time on my side or his? Is waste of time good for him or for me? Who is more invested in this moment? This isn't just about early game, but anytime. Who is more invested in this moment? You look at the numbers and you say, okay, it's me. So I say put everything in control group 2, Farseer in 1, go with the Farseer somewhere else, and keep the grunts and wolves in one place. He has to pick what to follow. If he follows the Farseer, you creep with grunts and wolves. Find an easy camp that can be done. If he follows the grunt and wolves, resummon wolves and creep something else with Farseer only. I recommend your summons and grunts go here. This green camp is very easy. With 3 grunts you can creep this and then heal at the fountain, or double wolf and 2 grunts, very easy as well. You send the Farseer to this Murloc camp, and now you've got options. By staying together, it's still also okay, but he can coil steal. That means every time you need to chain lightning last hit a creep, or stop at 110 HP and hope he doesn't auto attack coil it. So there's just a bigger burden on you now to make plays. He steals that one. You can also say whatever, let him steal everything, and once he's out of mana, I'm gonna creep something big. This is the human philosophy when they go for an expansion. They just sometimes let you steal, kill peasants, and then finally, boom. But now you're stuck, kind of, because this creep is important, and he's got lots of mana, and you haven't put a lot of damage on DK, but you are doing it, and that's good. You've analyzed pressuring the DK is how you get out of this, but I would have loved to see you resummon wolves and put them on the on the crit fiend. You're fighting without wolves, it's quite unnecessary. Yeah. You're not summoning wolves, you're not optimizing Farseer enough. Okay? You go back to heal solve, but you didn't really need to do that, did you? You could have just put your grunts on the bottom right fountain. AFK and later back to use.
Upgrade complete.
Now you go creep this. As you see, 4 grunts.
I thank you. Wonderful
Hey,
information.
thanks, man.
You are the best.
My pleasure. You can thank Now's Gaming for requesting it. So now you get level 2, which is a little late. You go for TC and Bestiary. You've got some items. I like to sell Gloves of Haste slippers with Farseer TC. It's very gold-based style, gold and mana-based style. So you don't really need DPS items. You're going to have inventory allocation problems on this camp already. Then you will go tier 3. This is quite unusual. When I go tier 3 with FS, I like to do Shadow Hunter into TC, which can be quite nice. FSH itself is weak in DPS, but when you add a TC, third is okay. FSTC tier 3 is a little risky. Why do you go tier 3? You don't need it. Ooh, you don't need it. Don't chain lightning creeps. You don't need tier 3 for fortified defenses anymore. You don't need tier 3. Oh, you don't need tier 3 for lightning orb because FSTC does not make good use of lightning orb. Yeah. Kill the poison guy first. Let this be a lesson to you. Poison guy bad, okay? Bad. But yeah, I think it's better with... Okay, you need to understand that Farseer is not like Blade. Even though I blessed your hero choices, Farseer wins in one of 3 ways against Undead. 1. You deal economic damage somewhere at tier 1 or early tier 2. Okay? Without losing too much. This puts you ahead and you can play out the game normally. 2. You obtain economic advantage by forcing either a tier 1, a tier 2.0, immediately at tier 2 with second hero, 2.2 after doing like 1 camp, expansion. You defend the expansion, tooth, nail and claw, and if you get it, you can win, but if you don't get it, you lose. Economic advantage by his disparity, by him losing it or you gaining it. The third way is you neither get economic advantage by harassing him or taking it, but you're creeping more than him, you're getting high level TC and you're getting mass wind riders. Why Farseer then? Why not Blade TC? Well, Farseer creeps a little better. So by using Farseer on a map, you take 60% of the creeps with TC second and mass wyvern, you avoid fight the entire game, and then once it comes to a fight, you expertly right click his Death Knight, chain lightning, stomp and hex it, kill it and you win the game. It's a 2-second fight just like in SC2. But if you're going ground army and Farseer TC and you're not taking economic damage, you're not doing yourself or the hero's potential justice. You're creeping Ogre, this is nice, he's taking a red spot. What are you getting? Cloak of Flames is alright. And then what are you doing? Shadow third. But look, even you are not sure what you should be getting. You're 45 food and you've got no real transition plan. You've got neither double barracks, nor an expansion, nor double bestiary. So you're just gonna make 1 Kodo after you figure out, maybe I should make a Kodo. And then you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna wait a bit. Oh, you actually go to 51 food, yikes. Oh, you're unprepared for this because you actually don't know what you're doing this game. You need to have a plan of how to win, right? You're just making stuff and then making more stuff. Wait till you get attacked. You may be ready or you may not be ready. You never scouted his quadrants of the map, never expanded, never had an attack plan. So it's really up to him to attack whenever he wants to. And well, when he does, you're probably going to lose because you haven't done any upkeep or army management to be ready for this fight. Everything needs to be a conscious decision. Cloak of Flames on Farseer, by the way. But yeah, it's because you weren't ready. At this point, your crisis management, your full crisis management mode. You're just trying to kill things. He TP's out. Job well done for him. He's 50 pop. It was perfect. So at this point, I would like you to stop thinking of this as a game that you can win normally, which is kind of a Farseer thing anyway, but now even more so. So I'd say no second armor upgrade. Nope, nope. Just get sell cloaks or keep it, creep, whatever. But just get a tiny great hole, fortified defenses, and expand. Stop thinking of this as a normal game, because FS is not equal to DK Lich. LOL. Okay, you were getting the fancy. You're getting the Grubby. You're 40 food, not producing. Make a grunt. You just went to a part of the map that's already been crept without sending feral spirits. You gotta start summoning spirits, my boy, and then send them into places of the map. You can't spend your whole army to walk into an area that has already been crept. If he was there, you would have lost. You would have died. He wasn't, so you wasted time. Either way, it's lose-lose. I'm not as interested in your micro here, whether it's good or bad. That was actually pretty well done. But it's not really the point, because this fight essentially...
For more American little cookies, I will also try them.
Thank you very much. Yeah, maybe I'll have a second one, thanks. You're killing the Lich here is good job, you know. But this is a fight that you should lose, because you lost the last one and you haven't produced your 550 gold. So it's okay for you to want to attack and, you know, fight to get back. I like your call instead of going tiny great hole and expanding, which would make you even weaker on the map. But just spam the button for units then. If you've decided you're going full Geronimo, just fully follow through with it. And make sure that you've got your entire power behind this fight, instead of this mockery of, you know, a sampling of your army. 600 gold left. Good statue focus. Getting the Cryptians, great use of Dust of Appearance. But now you can see, right, there's nothing else you can kill. You don't have the DPS to deal with the air or the ground. So you might as well either TP or run. You can also give the orb to the TC and just focus destroyers with it. But seeing as how he has 3 coils left, that's probably not going to work. You're actually doing better than I expected, because you're focusing the DK here. Is good job. You can give heal pot to Farseer, and you actually killed a destroyer and a Crypt Lord. Now's gaming. Ah! But it was so worth it. It was so worth it. You kill another destroyer, and he may be ahead in food, but you know, I just rehired a Farseer from Tavern. Just do it, because he has your TP. Lol, lol. Okay. Focus destroyer. You eat. Okay, good. Destroyer dead. At this point, you may be thinking of being cost efficient with your Farseer, you know, training it from the altar. But if you see that your buildings already have full production, there's really no point to train the FS that slow. It's just risky. You've got 4 units in your racks. That could have been a Farseer. And like, yeah, it's not efficient, but at least you would have the ability to PT out. Liking your let's think about it and sleep on it tonight. 3rd ability for TC. Never know if you suddenly might need Shockwave. And there we go. Getting some troll regeneration. Alright. Wouldn't be my call when he's probably gonna re-expand. It's just about raw power now. You put the Cloak of Flames on TC, it's very good. I would recommend you to summon more wolves. You've got a lot of mana on your Farseer whole game. You can even just Chain Lightning if you like. If you want to be really pro, there we go. You can give the energy to your Farseer after TC is empty. Then you're going to get a lot more Chain Lightnings. It is a hot move though, mid-combat. And I must admit, when I was pro, I never did Pendant of Energy passes just to maximize hero spells, but I think it's worth it mid-fight. Might be a little bit too much APM though. Good pullback on the Kodo. Keep running. Try to remove it from the group. You basically did 80% of the work and didn't do the final 20%. Ah, potion. Good. If you're not putting the potion in the same place every time yet, make sure to try and practice that. Heal. Good. Nice. Unblock. You draw a box like this and pull them both up at the same time. Eat. Good Chain Lightning. No. Yeah, he won this one because of statues. And slightly bad macro by you during fight. Not just this one, but every other fight. It's not easy when you're making like a big mixture of units, because you can't think about what units you need during the replay. But I recommend just Grunt Raider as your standard. So just 4G tab R, 4G tab R. Like, it's always fine to get more Grunt Raider, especially when they don't have Destroyer. But should I try to do economic damage when he harasses me early when I'm creeping? Remember when I said you can split your FS from your Grunt and you see which one he follows? If he follows the Grunts, you make the Farseer go to the Murloc camp, get level 2, get Staff of Telly, go for his Echoes. Then you staff to your Grunts, which are now at the fountain, when his DK goes home. This is how you create space and distance from harass, and you get more freedom to do whatever you want. If he follows the Farseer, you can also buy Staff of Teleport, go all the way across the map to your Grunts, and creep your natural. If he follows your Grunts, you can use the Staff of Telly to get out of his base after you Feral Spirit Chain Lightning harass his Acolytes. So you've got plenty of options, so long as you split. You make it really easy for him when you stay together. Now it's gaming. Maybe better to get Expo. I like Expo more. If you like Expo more, just do Expo economic damage. This is a little bit harder camp, but now you can play it like how I play Echo Isles. Farseer goes to the on that side of the map. Grunt stay near the natural, make it not too obvious. So you do that little camp up there that we talked about, go heal at the fountain, then the Grunts go back to the natural. Your Farseer's in his base, DK Fiends come home, you port to the expansion, you get a coil-free expansion. Don't take it yet, because now you'll be low and no mana. You go back to base, you heal up, heal Self Clarity Speed Scroll, get the TC, first Raider comes out, don't go tier 3, now you expand. Raider and Snare comes out. He wants to do a push with DK level 2 and Crypt Fiends, fine. You ensnare and Shockwave or Stomp, whatever you pick. I would say Stomp on Concealed Heal, because Shockwave can just be out-healed at the fountain. There you go. And then you like make Grunt Raider head to Kodo. If you want to, at 65 food, you go tier 3 and you start developing in that way. And you still get Shadow Hunter 3rd.